This is Bismi Palatty on 88.9 FM, this wonderful show called Dominus Nisi. And you are here if you are listening to me. Yes, because it's Friday afternoon. Look at that sun actually shining to my face in the studio. And that's giving me that wonderful feel of that connection of sun rays, a sun actually talking to us. And many times when we connect our life with nature, you can identify that there is something really connecting well, and then you can make different progress in your life. And that's the reason I mentioned that today's theme for the show is falling, the fall. And if you are in US, you know what is the fall season or the fall. The seasons always connected a lot, especially in US and Australia. Back in India, it was not that very clear that we have that four different seasons because it's bit of like a mild and mixed. And I always think about the rain or the shine. I can't really think about that real winter or autumn in my homeland, that little village back in God's own country called Kerala. But here in Australia, we can clearly find out what exactly going on with the season. So I really want to think about this wonderful season that we are in. We changed our time recently. We celebrated different, different feasts like our Eid, our Easter, and recently we celebrated different New Years of Indian states like Pudunada and then Vishu yesterday. So there are different celebrations are done. Now, what's happening in Australia? What's happening in this world of wonderful life? That's today we heard that that news that in the refinery fire happened near Geelong in Victoria, and that will impact our petrol price again. And we heard that huge issues happening because of that, and then we heard that hundreds of flight actually cancelled in European airlines. We heard that there is a recession coming up. We heard that it's a good time to buy if you are good with your calculation. And we saw that some princes or royal people are touching the hearts of Bondi survivors. And we saw that Aussies are spending a bit more on finding out why. And if you look at that, all different things, there is a pattern or maybe a, a reason behind it. And why this is happening? Do you think that this is going up and down like a season? It's coming and going, and that is for a reason. I believe the friendship is for a season and it's for a reason. Same way, I just want to connect our life to this season. I want to give you a couple of angles that you can connect this falling season to your life. First of all, in spring, we focus on growth. But in fall, the trees are teaching us how to release things that is no longer serving us. So that is the time that I really love to think about the areas that I need to cut it off. Because if it is not serving me, I need to find out a way. So if the tree doesn't know, what is happening with the leaves or why these trees are doing this process during this time, before the winter, they are taking or cutting off the leaves. So sometimes we cut off, we prune them in that pruning season. Why the trees are doing? Are they really thinking that yes, I am actually clinging to my old leaves and too old, too heavy, so I need to take it off? Or are they thinking that, oh, I don't like this anymore. I'm not in sync with these ones. This is my past version, so I'm taking it off. Whatever the reason that trees are doing. So science usually used to say that because the tree is really connected to that, the pattern, and they want to really prepare for the winter coming up and to get that life going. They need to cut it off or like sacrifice something so that they can bloom again in the spring. So I really want to check with you, what are you carrying into that window that you should have dropped back now? What are you carrying in your life that you can pick it out or cut it off? Then you can easily go to the next version of your life. Just have a think about it. Because if you know this is the one thing or 10 thing or 100 thing that I need to cut off and then do it properly for my next step in my life, you will be in much better place easily and efficiently. What will be the second thing that you can connect to that falling the leaves, changing the colors? I love the colors at bright, right? We always go and see bright or Macedon ranges or wherever these wonderful different colors changing and the nature becoming beautiful. I do remember in New Zealand there is a garden. The garden is more of like the soul garden. They put all the ashes of people who they loved and they put a tree there and the garden looks amazing. And if you are going in that real autumn, peak autumn, the colors is I would say like the best place to get some relief to your mind. And that's the best way that you can think about the people who loved and then gone from this world. So that's what the connection, that magic connection to that colors of transition through the autumn season. So I always think before the leaves fall, they turn into the brilliant shades of gold, orange, or red. Yeah, they make that feel that I need to keep that leaf there because it's amazing. I do remember that in my teaching training time that I need to find out all different type of leaves and talk about or teach about it and put that in an album. And I love the golden color leaves. When the leaf is golden and mature enough, they will finish the life with the tree and then will come down. But even though that maturing leaf or that brilliant shade of gold, orange, and red, they giving us a message. They arguably is the most beautiful part of that tree. And thinking about that leaf as a life, they know that they're going to fall, but they tried their best to complete to do that total change so that they can complete their life in 100% success rate. So if the leaf is falling with that golden or orange or red color, I would say that life successfully completed all the task of that particular lifetime. Have you had any thought of our life transition? Our life is moving and changing, and we are always transitioning according to the circumstances, according to the situations, and according to the learnings, and according to the passion, and according to the mission. So, if you feel like you're so scary to come out of the tree and then do your own new chapter, it's so hard changing your job, changing your house, or going to some places for holidays, or doing something quite new for me, waking up in the morning and walking as an exercise, doing an exercise before sunrise was totally a great change. And I was so scared. I was so fearful to commit to that change because I was thinking that I can't make it because I haven't done it. And I was thinking, what do I do when I fail it? Yes, sometimes I couldn't get up. There was rain, there was troubles, there were some injuries. I couldn't do that. But still, on that fall of that commitment, I commit to rise. I commit to do it again. So, change is not a loss, it is a transformation. When we think about the transformation, everybody talk about butterfly. Yes, that is a wonderful transformation. Are you embracing your new colors today? Are you ready for transformation? If not, I want you to think about it. Why? What is the fear element in there that you can't even think about that transformation? Or what is blocking you just to think about it? Is there anything that really crucial going on in your life? Then you need to really worry about that issue. Because if you can't transform your life and something is blocking, whatever it is, that's not right. There is some issue. So think about it. If you are changing colors of transition, yes, well done. And try to change it for your positive reasons, passions, and mission. And if not, think about it, why it's happening, because that's not right. The third one about the fall is the best thing that I love because I feel or I experience when I see these leaves on the ground, I experience the depth of that leaf. When the leaf is connected to the tree, say he or she, God's energy, the life, the positivity, everything is there because the leaf was living along with the stem and the trunk or whatever the whole part of that tree. If the leaf is falling down means it's a death. Yes. It's an actually a strategic move for tree to survive the winter and bloom again in the spring. It's an intentional act of death or intentional sacrifice or intentional change of state or taking some part of the life to survive again and bloom again better than before. Are we really doing something intentional to make our life better? Are we really doing anything better? Or are we killing something within our life, within our thought, within our practice? Anything that can be the periods of loneliness, periods of grief, or periods of stagnation, the periods of people leaving you for no reason, or you leaving others for no reason, or you feel like you are not a successful person, you are a failure, you can't really come out of the bed. Yeah, we call that depression. Yes, depression is real. But have you ever had a thought that, yes, I am going to this dissolution mindset to get into a consolation mindset? If you know that the dissolution or the depressive or that silence is the beginning of a wonderful success, you will not waste that time. These are the seasons of deep internal preparation. I was having conversation with the Kamala. She runs foundations co-founder, my partner. I would call her all the time my coach because she's the one changing the things that I never had a thought of how to change, or where the things that I never believed that I can change. The reason is that the conversation that we always do makes sense. And I am feeling that, yes, it is an intentional act of connection. And then we need to change for a mission. That's why I'm connecting a lot and then changing my life. And the reason I really connected with her is because I connected initially when I was in my death moment, when I was in my silent moment, when I was in my dissolution moment, when I was in my depressive moment. It was, I feel like it was accidental, but I knew that the creator did the master plan and it was all intentional. When I was all alone in last November, going through all different things of physical issues, medical issues, emotional issues, professional issues, you name it. There was only one person who came to my house first time ever in my life and asking all these questions that so connected to my life at that time. And then I was having conversation last night with her, and then she was telling, "Look, whatever happened in that November, December, and January, that quarter. Look at now, your second quarter of 2026. What are the positivities that you can see?" And I was telling that, oh, that was the hardest time in my life, and I wish I could have avoided those times. But the answer that I got is this, and that's the reason I'm talking about the falls today. She was telling, without that quarter in your life, without that time of silence and preparation, you can't even imagine to get the things that you're doing now. Yes, I'm not doing what I planned to do last year. I had to cut off many of my dreams, plans, or I would say that the time and effort that I already invested. But I need to cut off many things. But if I think of my current state of my mind, I have gained a lot of things. I did go through a death moment, leaving lots of things behind, but at the same time, my winter in our life, period of loneliness, period of grief, period of stagnation, period of pain, gave me something deep and connected internally a lot, which is connected to my purpose. So if you like, you are if you feel like you are in a season of real loneliness or real grief, and then you do not know what is it, but it's totally stagnant mindset in your life, I would say you are going to have a transformation. The only thing that you need to do is to find out what exactly you are going to achieve. You may have a mix of mindset in your life that, oh, wanted to do this. I want to do this sessions, or I need to change my lifestyle. I need to, rearrange my backyard, because that's one of the things that I'm thinking at the moment. And what are the things that you just stick your mindset, your lonely time into that? When you feel like you are static, there is emotion coming up. So, autumn or this falling season reminding us to appreciate the time now. Maybe it is the hardest or the loneliest time of your life. Accept it, because that is helping you or molding you to become the best version. I guarantee if you look at yourself and make sure that you are actually thinking and practicing and then figuring out, like, yes, I accept and acknowledge that this time is a lonely time, or very stagnant and static time. But I acknowledge and I know that something good is coming. So if you know that that leaves things, it's actually a real moment that Earth is showing us, or Earth is teaching us, because it's the way of showing that change is the only constant thing in the life. How are you making the most of this specific sunset? Are you looking at the sunset? Are you appreciate the rays? Are you looking at the color combination that the sky is giving with that sunset? Are you looking at the chirping of the birds at the sunset? Are you looking at your shade and how that sun is coming into your face? Or are you simply saying that it's sunset, it's dark? If you are not reflecting and not doing anything about that fall, because sunset is also fall. Sun is actually falling down to rise again another day with another mission, another wonderful smile from the sunshine. So, when the temperature dropping down and the leaves started to show that slow descent, it's a reminder that there is a certain grace is moving on. So here is the time that you can start journaling or planning or even have a conversation with loved ones. So I encourage you, if you think that you're going through that a tough time and then no one is there to listen, I want to hear from you. I want to say that if you are feeling that you are falling down like this that leaf, I'm here to hold you, to listen and find out what will be that beautiful positive motion that's going to happen in your life. And I would love to help you. So I encourage everybody, if you are on the ground like that fallen leaf, I will be there to take you up and become the best version of yourself. That's the only reason that we are doing this She Rise. That's the only reason that I'm doing this radio show on Fridays, to take that wonderful life that falling every now and then for different reasons. We help you to stand up, rise up, and shine like our sunshine. So if you think that, yes, I have a problem, I'm static in my life and I need something or some help, some listening ears, connect with me. You can easily connect with me through bismipalati.com. All the contact details are there. And if you think that you need to meet me in person, I'm so happy to. Because when I see people that connected with me, and then those people are helping other people, that's where I feel like my mission completed. The reason I'm saying that, I was helping one of my friends in the legal aid, and I went to the court to help her. That was 2 weeks ago. And then she had to go again on 15th. And then she called me that, it's around 4 o'clock. She told that, oh, my case is over around lunchtime. I won the case. I'm so happy. I knew that she will win because everything was done beforehand. It was just a last minute the judgment, but we knew that she will win the case. But she was telling me that, Bismi, I'm actually staying here in the court around 4 o'clock. I was asking, oh, like, why? Why can't you go? Because it's a long, long train journey for you. Oh, no. I saw another lady crying here in the court by herself. I'm helping her. I'm supporting her, and my support work starting now, today, from this court. When I heard that, I was like, no, I was feeling like that's what Mother Teresa told. Just give that one candle to someone, and then she is lighting that same candle to someone else. So you don't need to light the whole world. You just light up one or two candles around us. So I would love to connect with you. I would love to help you in any way that I can. I help people to speak up. And if you think that you need to be a public speaker, we help in different ways. And if you think that you need to be resilient, we are there to help you. So that's my story about the fall season. And if you love to listen to the nature, it's a good time that's starting. Do it, and that will help you to become the best version before the winter today. I mean, this year. So if you want to be a best version in 2026 winter, whoever you are in Australia, I guarantee that, look at signs that Earth is giving, the Creator is giving, because He is always talked in parables. You may not know what is the real meaning, but watch, reflect, and remind yourself that the Earth is full of clues for your success. This is Bismi Palatty on 88.9 FM, your power speaking coach. And if you want to connect with me, go to bismipalati.com and I'll be there helping you for any different situations that happening in your life. Stay tuned. This is Bismi Palati on 88.9 FM.